few months ago, Roma featured the story of a young man who found his way to use his pain to make a huge positive impact.
Yeah, but before we talk to him, let's give you a little background. Take a look.
I first met Roy's dad in high school. I guess you could say he was my high school sweetheart, and it actually was on our anniversary of 3 months that I got hit for the first time. It was a very hard, difficult life, and this is where the journey began. It seemed to have never stopped.
He jumped into the backyard, caught my mom in the car, beat her. I saw it.
Somehow she went to the ground and he grabbed her by her hair and was pulling her down the gravel.
We came out, and as soon as I saw the cops, I was like, he has warrants, he has warrants. And I said that because I wanted to make sure that they took him to jail. Because I felt that if he was in jail, then we were safe.
The house.
Please welcome Roy Juarez Jr., CEO of Impact Truth. Roy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. That's kind of hard to watch.
Roy, it's incredible to see you have to relive all those experiences, because this is something that you do. You are not only a motivational speaker, you're an activist.
Right.
Now, I know why you're so emotional. Can you share with everyone at home?
Well, I think that the emotions isn't just for my family, and it also makes it a little hard that my mom's with me here today, so to see her get emotional as well. But it's a story of countless young people across this country, and that's why it gets me. You know, when I met a young man who was in jail for murder because his father told him, "You're going to kill someone today," because he was involved in all the drug trafficking in his city, and now he's locked up. But this kid, did he ever get a real chance at life? Or was he raised in this environment that he felt that this is what he had to do?
That was his normal.
It was his normal. Mm-hmm. And that's all over this country.
It is, and it's so wonderful to see that you are now using your past to be able to let others know you're not alone, because this is something that it becomes their normal, and they think, this is my life and I'm stuck with this. But
exactly.
You say that's not the case.
And it's not the case. And the one message I try to take across the country to kids is education not only changes your life, but it changes the entire fabric of your family. And so my major message is never give up. Parents are human, they make mistakes, and that we can be the change that we want to see. But change has to start with us. And one of the ways to make that change come about is through education.
Mm-hmm. When you decided to do, what actually made you decide that you wanted to go talk to kids?
Well, when I actually made it to Hardin-Simmons University and I crossed the stage and grabbed my diploma, I was happy, but I was also sad, because I thought, why do I get lucky? Why me? When in this country there's an estimated 1.6 million homeless kids, why do I get a chance? So before I decided to go use my business degree in corporate America, I said, I need to give back in honor of every person who housed me, who clothed me, who put a roof over my head. So I decided to live homeless again, but this time it was my choice. And that's why the book is called Homeless by Choice, because it was my choice. And crossing this country, it was only be 6 months, but there was so much need in our country that I ended up living out of my car for 2.5 years after I circled it and spoke to 100,000 kids.
Now, that's something that you weren't expecting to do.
No.
Your plan was just 6 months, and then it ended up being a lot longer than that. What events and experiences stand out to you?
Well, there's been several, and one of them was a young man that we were speaking about earlier, who the principal came and said, we have a young man who wants to speak with you, but he doesn't speak to anyone because we need to tell you his story. He was in hiding from his father, much like you were, but his father found them, and he murdered his mother in front of him. And the young man, middle schooler, had to be the one to pull the knife out of her throat, and she died in his arms. They said, we're scared, to be honest, but he wants to talk to you. And there were these stories like this all over the country of kids who were just been traumatized of things that have been going on in the home. But what breaks my heart is that his parents at one point were kids who had dreams, and they had visions of where they were going to go and what they were going to do. But because someone else's brokenness broke them, they repeated the cycle, and that cycle has to stop. It has to stop.
And it can stop.
And it can stop.
We were talking before the show, and you said something in one of the videos that we saw earlier that stood out to me about trauma being frozen at its peak.
Right.
And when you have a child that goes through something traumatic like that and they come to talk to you, how do you go about helping them with something that's...
I think for a lot of young people, they feel that they're the only ones going through it. And they feel that they get to a point to it's like, well, why should I even care? Why even try? I mean, look where I come from, look what's going on in my life, and you know, people don't believe me, my parents don't believe in me, why should I believe in myself? And that's where I try to come in and inspire change, because I can't create change, I can inspire change, but change has to come from within.
And out of this, you've done a special partnership, because you've been doing a
Yes.
lot of your journey alone, Roy, which has been,
It's been hard.
yes, but it's so inspiring to see that you've been doing it on your own, but now you've got someone that's come in and join you.
One of my dear good friends in San Antonio is San Antonio College. San Antonio College has been there for me like no other organization across this country.
Why do you think that is?
Their president, he's amazing. Dr. Vela has a heart of gold, and he really truly believes in his students, and he wants to help every single one of them. They actually just created the Advocacy Center for students like me. And students who have grown up like me, who just need a hand up, who are maybe struggling, but they understand the value of education. They can go to the Advocacy Center, they can get a meal, they can get clothes, they can get basic necessities just to get them to the next level.
We're gonna have to talk to him and get him on the show.
That sounds like another interview.
Now, okay, so your book. Now, Roy, you've gone to shelters, you've gone to schools, you've even spoken at graduations. Now you're writing a book. What does this mean to you? When you look at it, what goes through your mind? What goes through your heart?
It actually blew my mind to, I was asleep and I woke up one morning and I said, I gotta finish my book. And the reason was, I feel like I'm not doing enough. There's so much need that I feel like it's not big enough, it's not a big enough impact. So I felt that if I can get it in a book form, I might be able to reach one more student, one more family, one more educator. And so that's why it was so important for me to put it into a book form.
And the bookmark, tell us about that.
Oh, so
That's a special part.
I didn't put pictures in the book because I ran out of time. But I created a bookmark that shows my family. So that way the reader, as they're reading the book, they can see the people in the character. Matter of fact, my finger right here is pointing at my biological dad. And I love the man. And matter of fact, I just read the dedication on Facebook, and when he saw it, he called me. And he was like, "This is your dad." I said, "Dad," I said, "Thanks for calling me." He goes, "Well, I saw what you put on Facebook." And he goes, "And I just want to let you know that if you want a relationship, I'm ready." So he should be at my book signing this Sunday. And I'm so excited to have him there and my biological mom there.
Well, we are so excited to have you here with us today. Thank you so much, Roy.
Thank you for having me.
All right, the San Antonio College is going to take place at the McAllister Auditorium. Their address is 1300 San Pedro Avenue. The book signing is this Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. You can call 702-445-3754 or visit homelessbychoice.com.